All right. We're going to be talking about the future tense in Spanish, en español. Vamos a estar hablando del indicativo del futuro. El indicativo del futuro means future tense. Indicativo is like the tense, el indicativo. And future is futuro. Futuro. El indicativo del futuro. Can you guys say that? El indicativo del futuro. Andale. A little bit louder. I couldn't hear you. No, I'm just joking. I can't hear you guys. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the whiteboard here. So we're going to use the format like we always do. And of course, you guys should know this by now. Please go back to my videos on my YouTube channel. Just click on my name down below the video, or where it says Spanish World, and that'll take you to my channel. And then you can click on videos and just scroll all the way down to my very first video where I talk about what these mean. Yo, tú, él, ella, it, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. I believe the name of that video is something like personal pronouns and regular A-R-E-R-I-R verbs. And that just explains how this format works. Today, we're talking about the future tense, and so I don't want to spend too much time talking about stuff that I've already made videos on. So the future tense is to talk about the future, okay? Of course, we know that there's a shortcut. If you don't know the future tense, you can use the verb ir, a, plus another verb, which means to go to do another verb, and that puts it into the future. And you can use that all day long without any problems. But the way the future tense works is with these the future tense endings. And so the way it works, you have to put the whole entire infinitive form, right? So put the whole infinitive form of the verb to form the future tense. Put the entire infinitive form of the verb and then add the future tense ending. All right, make that a little bit bigger. And I'll give you some examples. So you can use the future tense to tell what will happen. Remember, it's interchangeable with ir, a, plus a verb. So you can write, for example, Julia lavará los trastes, or Julia va a lavar los trastes. Julia will wash the dishes. So we're telling what will happen in this case. And I just want to underline this. So notice that it's the whole infinitive verb, lavar, plus the verb ending, lavará. So just the a. And notice it has an accent mark. Julia is ella. Therefore, we have to use this future tense ending with an accent mark. So I put lavar, which is the complete unconjugated form of the verb, lavar, followed by a, this future tense ending. Okay? Okay. So Julia will wash the dishes. Lavará. Notice that this is for any one of the three categories, AR, ER, or IR. It doesn't matter if it's an AR verb, an ER verb, or an IR verb. It's always going to get this ending. So you can use the future tense to tell what will happen. Another example. Nosotros limpiaremos los baños. Or nosotros vamos a limpiar los baños. So this is the ir a to talk about the future. You can use ir a. In this case, it's nosotros, so we know it's vamos a. Vamos a limpiar los baños. But if the verb to clean, limpiar, if you want to use that verb in the future tense, and it's nosotros, see how it's nosotros? Well, nosotros, that's the upper right hand. And so we have to use this future tense ending, hemos. We put the entire unconjugated form of the verb, limpiar. Limpiar means to clean. Limpiar, and then we're going to use hemos because it says nosotros right here. So we know that that's nosotros, it's the upper right hand, so we use hemos, and therefore it's limpiaremos. Limpiaremos. We will clean los baños. Los baños, el baño is a bathroom. El baño. El baño. Lavará el baño, los baños. Yo lavaré el baño. Tú lavarás el baño. Ella lavará el baño. Nosotros lavaremos el baño. Vosotros lavaréis el baño. Ellos lavarán el baño. They will clean the bathroom. In this case, there's more than one bathroom. It says los baños. You can also use the future tense for making commitments. Kind of like if you put it in the question form, you say, will you do something? Because remember, you use the future tense to tell what will happen. So you can make commitments with it. Making commitments. Trabajarás este sábado. Will you work this Saturday? I guess that's a question. Will you work this Saturday? ¿Trabajarás este sábado? So because we're using the verb trabajar, we put the entire infinitive form of the verb, the unconjugated form of the verb, trabajar, and then because I'm talking to you in the to form, and then it's as because it's to we know it's the to form because it's as, and so now I'm just going in reverse. As is the middle one on the left, so it's obviously to. Trabajarás este sábado. Sábado means Saturday. Will you work this Saturday? Will you work this Saturday? Trabajarás este sábado? And that's either yes or no. It's a yes or no question. ¿Trabajarás sí o no? Sí o no? I kind of like these ones. Let's do another example. If you want to commit to it, you can say, sí, trabajaré este sábado. Yes, I will work this Saturday. How do I know it's I? It doesn't say yo here. It's because of this ending. Notice we have trabajar. Trabajar is right here, trabajar. And then we have the yo form, trabajaré. So that E right there is this E right here. Well, that coincides with yo, which means I. And so you're saying sí, yes, trabajaré. I will work. This sábado, Saturday. Sábado, Saturday. It's kind of easy to remember that Saturday is sábado because it's like the Sabbath. Remember, it used to be the Sabbath is el día sabático before it got changed to Sunday. Anyway. So you can also do specific if-then statements. So you can do specific if-then statements with the future tense. Making specific if-then statements. Now, the reason why it's a specific if-then statement is because later on we're going to learn about hypothetical if-then statements. We cannot make a hypothetical if-then statement using just the future tense. Okay, so in that case, you'll have to use the past subjunctive. I'll wind up making a video on that, but I have to do a video on the conditional tense first. And I'll probably wind up doing that one after this video. So making specific if-then statements. Si María me llama, contestaré el teléfono. Remember, in this context, si María me llama, if Maria calls me, si doesn't mean yes, it means if. Sometimes it means yes. If it's yes, you can tell by the context. Yes, I will work this Saturday. This can't mean if I will work this Saturday because that doesn't make sense. So, also, if it's an affirmative C, as in yes, it should have an accent mark like that. That's why I got rid of the one here. That was a typo. There should be no accent mark if it means if. So, si María me llama, if Maria calls me, contestar means to answer. Contestaré. Well, that's the yo form. Remember, contestar is the infinitive form of the verb. Contestar, the unconjugated form of the verb. Contestaré, the a part, is what tells you that it's the future tense yo form. Yo meaning I. I will answer el teléfono, the phone. Si María me llama, if she calls me. If she calls me, contestaré, I will answer. Let's do another one. Si Jorge me llama, no contestaré. If George calls me, I will not answer. Okay? No contestaré. There's contestar, and then there's the contestaré. You know it's the future tense because it's the entire infinitive form of the verb followed by that ending. A true native speaker will never get this mixed up. Okay, there are other reasons. You can also express probability in Spanish by using the future tense. I'll put this one over here. So, expressing probability. El ser. Ser means to be. Será means will be. He will be. El será. He will be, or in other words, he is probably. And so that's what this means. You have to listen to the context. Él será un luchador de MMA. He is probably an MMA fighter. Luchador means fighter. Luchar means to fight or to wrestle. MMA is generally said that way. You can say MMA, but it sounds kind of weird. So you can say MMA and people know what it is, especially in the United States. You go to different countries and they might have different versions of the way it's said. Él será un luchador de MMA. He is probably an MMA fighter. Let's do another one. Actually, I'm just going to change one thing here, make it a little bit. There we go. Okay, let me do this one. Let's do one more. Ella estará triste. Estará triste. That means she is probably sad. She is probably sad. Ella estará triste. Literally, she will be sad. She will be sad. But it means she is probably sad. Ella estará triste. She's probably sad. All right. So let's give you guys a test. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I should give you a test yet because there's also irregular future. Maybe we should talk about the irregular future really fast. There's just a couple of irregular verbs. So in fact, I'm just going to show these right here. Let me just stop share this and I'll share this really fast. Screen share. All right, you see that? It says irregular future. So irregular future, it still has the same endings, but the root of the verb is going to be changed. So that's with hacer, you have haré, haremos, harás, haréis, hará, harán. It's just irregular. You just have to remember it. Querer is the same way. Notice that you're not putting the whole entire infinitive form of the verb followed by the future tense ending. Like these ones. It's not saying haceré, hacerás. That's not the way it works with this specific verb and this specific verb. Okay, there's only a few of them. So hacer is one of them. Querer is one of them. For example, you say querré, querrás, querrá, querremos, querréis, querrán. Decir is one of them. You can't say deciré. You have to say diré, dirás, dirá, diremos, diréis, dirán. Haber, habrá, or sorry, habré, habrás, habrá, habremos, habréis, habrán. It's not haberé, right? Just it's not saberé. That's the way it works most of the time, but some of these irregular ones, you just have to remember them. It's sabré, sabrás, sabrá, sabremos, sabréis, sabrán. Podré, podrás, podrá, podremos, podréis, podrán. Pondré, pondrás, pondrá, pondremos, pondréis, pondrán. Tendré, tendremos, tendrás, etc. Right? Saldré, vendré, valdré, cabré. All right. Next time we'll talk about these conditional ones. It works the same exact way as the future tense endings, except for it's meant for saying could or would. Aprendería. So you put the whole entire infinitive. Anyway, I'll make a whole different video on that one. So pretend like you didn't see that. That's just a, like a spoiler alert for next time, I guess. Anyway, now let's do a test. Okay. Because now you guys understand everything you need to know about the future tense. By the way, the future tense is one of the easiest tenses to learn. It's not the most useful, but it is used here and there. Probably the most useful tense you can possibly learn is just the present tense. There's so many things that you can do with the present tense, you'd be surprised. but you still want to learn all the different tenses. There's only 14 of them. And actually, there's only half of that because the other half is just basically all the same tenses with the verb haber. Anyway, so let's do the future tense. So form the future tense by conjugating the indicated verb. All right. Follow the model. So here's the model. I'll just make one up really fast. So the model says Juan, and then this will be the verb. We're going to say jugar con Jorge. And that has to turn into Juan. So basically, you have to conjugate it to Juan. Juan jugará con Jorge. Juan will play with George. All right. So this is going to be kind of easy. Some of the verbs might be irregular though, right? And so if it's irregular, I'll give you another model. Yo venir luego. Okay. Yo venir luego. Yo venir luego. So if it's an irregular verb like venir, what's it going to be? It'll wind up being yo. So make sure it's a capital Y when you turn it into a complete sentence. Yo venir can only turn into vendré. Yo vendré luego. I will come later. Okay. Now let's just do like 6 of these. All right. Let's do Samantha. Samantha estar triste. And then let's do Juan tener, let's see, 25 años. And then let's do yo tardar 5 minutos. Minutos. And then let's do Pedro y yo venir a las 5. And now let's do like a commitment one. Ustedes leer este libro. And then we can say, whoops, sí. Nosotros and then let's do hacer la tarea. Yes, we will do the homework. So that is the homework. Go ahead and put your answers in the comments below, and I'll be sure to copy this and make sure I'll put this in the comment section. All right, hasta luego. Gracias.